Alright, so let's just jump right into it. The first thing I'm going to do is moisturize, of course. And then I'm going to apply some concealer to her eyelids to prep for the eyeshadow. Concealer that I'm using is by LA Girl and it's the Pro Concealer, and I'm putting that all over her eyelids, and then I'm going to take some powder just so that I can set her eyelids so they don't crease before I put the eyeshadow on. And I always use a translucent powder for this. I don't use any pressed powder or powder with color. Now I'm going to go into her eyeshadow. So I'm going to do this transition shade first, and it's just this brown contour color that I'm using from one of my palettes. And then I'm going to go in with a dark purple, and I'm going to put that in her crease. And all of the information for everything I'm using will be down below in the description box. So I was really going for a pop of color with this look. I wanted it to be vibrant. I wanted it to be pretty and colorful. Well, not colorful, but just pop of color. So I definitely went with this purple look. I didn't get footage of me doing the entire eye, but you guys get the concept. So let's move on. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some foundation on the perimeter of her face, and this is just the shade that matches her best. So I actually put it all over her face and not just the perimeter. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just like talking as watching. So yeah. So I'm putting it all over her face, and then I'm going to go in with concealer. This was my first time using these foundations, and it actually came out a bit too red for me. So I'm going to correct it with the concealer, or really the foundation that I use next. But yeah, so this was like my first time. I'm just getting used to these, so I had to do some magic, you know? Of course, once everything came together, it came out flawless and it looked great, but I definitely had to mix and dabble with some things. I always mix foundations anyway, but this time it was my first time using these, so I was kind of like just getting used to it. So as you can see here, I'm putting a lighter foundation under her eye to highlight. Then I'm going to kind of drag that down her neck a little bit more, because I dragged the first foundation down her neck and it was just a little too deep. It was a little too red. So I'm just fixing everything, guys. Just bear with me. It's going to all come together. So always remember, guys, to just keep blending. Blending is your best friend. You want to get rid of all the harsh lines and edges, and you'll have a flawless finish. Now I'm going to take some setting powder, and I'm using a translucent powder, and it's by Danessa Maverick, and it's really amazing because it doesn't have any flashback, and it's great for women of color. So that's what I used under her eye. I'm going to put a little bit like in the center of the forehead, not much though, and I'm just hitting the areas that look a little too oily, or areas that I just don't want any shine to seep through. Now, I definitely will recommend using a brush to apply this powder. Do not use a beauty blender. This powder is very finely milled, so just use a brush and keep working your way in. Now I'm going to just add some color back to her face and give it just some dimension. And I'm just using this Black Radiance contour palette. I'm adding this to her cheeks, the perimeter of her forehead, and then I'm going to add some contour down the bridge of her nose. Now here I'm adding some highlight in her inner tear duct, and this is such a beautiful shade. It comes off like a purple. Now onto the brows. I didn't show much. I'm just filling in her brows. Really simple, guys. Nothing extra. And then I'm going to add some brow gel, and that's about it. And now we're going to just highlight the cheekbone. I love glow, so I try not to go like above and beyond with it, but I'm using the Milani highlighter. I also put some highlighter on her cupid's bow. I always do this just to add a little pout. And of course, we're adding more glow. Now I'm just hitting certain spots, her nose, a little bit on her forehead, and I put a little tiny bit on her chin. Now I'm taking this powder brush and getting rid of any powder that I may have missed before. I also fixed up the lashes and things at the end and added lipstick, so you guys will see the whole look come together. Right here, I'm adding just a little more bronzer. And sometimes when I add the highlighter, I just feel like I need a little more bronze because I don't like the highlighter to overpower anything. Now I'm going to add eyeshadow under her eye near her lash line, and I'm just going to basically smoke this out. Now I'm applying some lip liner, and then I'm going to apply her lipstick off of camera. Then I'm going to spray her face and do any little finishing touches that I may do. And that is about it, guys. This is all for this look, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave me any video requests down below. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys soon.